it's not 4th of July. What month is it? November. Happy Thanksgiving. Driving home from work at almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Long day. Crazy. I don't have like a whole lot to think. I don't know. Just can't think of anything car stuff. So instead, I'll probably try and answer the question I get more than anything. The question I always have people ask me is, what do you do for a living? What kind of job do you work at where you can be off all this time all around the year to do these races all over the country? We did 14 or 16 events total this year. I think 13 or 14 in the WRX in Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Utah, Colorado, all over the place. Went to Australia this year for like a week. I'll just kind of go into PRI in a couple weeks from now. So yeah, that's usually what people want to know. One, how do I afford it? Which I just sacrifice everything, and I do make good money. And then two, what do I do? So I work for an oil and gas company as a diesel mechanic. I'm out in the field, so I'm out with the equipment while it's pumping, hydraulic fracturing. So I work on big giant Cat engines, big giant Cummins engines. I say giant, but 50 liters, 53 liters, 12, I think the Cats are 12 cylinders and the Cummins are 16 cylinders. So that's what I work on most of the time. And it's not that I do crazy stuff. I'm literally there on location in case something breaks down. Do fuel filters, something as simple as fuel filters, all the way up to I don't really do overheads at the current company I work now, but to do some kind of internal engine work on for the last oil company I worked for. But I've been with the company Halliburton now for actually like 6 years. But I've been in the oil field industry for a little over 7 years as a diesel mechanic the whole time. And then my schedule, which is what makes it pretty sweet, it's a 2-week on, 1 week off schedule. So I kind of planned my events around that week off schedule that I had. I think this year be more particular about the events instead of the time I have off, but 2020. But yeah, for 2019, that's what I did. I said, like, so take the East Coast tour that Nick and I did at the beginning of the year this year. We started out, knew that we're going to Road Atlanta. That was the week I had off. And so on my normal rotation. So we drove out there, raced the whole weekend, and then my work week schedule starts on a Tuesday, not on a Monday, which is nice. So I ended up staying out there for another week, so using a week of vacation, and then racing Hyperfest VAR, and then work, do that event, and then drove the truck and trailer up to North Carolina, and then Nick drove me to the airport the next morning. So then I worked a week, and then if you're kind of keeping up with it, then I was off again for a whole other week. So almost took the entire month of May off. I think I worked 1 week in the month of May. And it's been like that, in October, maybe 1 week in October, September. I don't think I worked in the month of September at all because I did the NASA Nationals and National Corvette Museum with the SEC Time Trial Nationals. So that helps out a lot. Plus the time that I've been at the company, I've got 22 days of vacation. And so that's my normal 3 weeks, plus I buy a week or so. So that's pretty awesome. And then, even crazier, if I've already worked 40 hours in a week, I actually don't have to use vacation. And I work 14 to 16 hour days when I'm working. So like today I worked, I think this will be a 15 hour day on Thanksgiving. But so yeah, so I can bust out 40 hours in 3 days, pretty much, and then not have to use very much vacation time. So it helps me stretch out my vacation time even more. So long as there's coverage, it's not a big deal. So yeah, I mean, that helps a lot. And then from the pay side of it, keeping up with the schedule and the money and the stupid Subaru. It's not stupid, but the Subaru, it's gone through a bunch of motors this year. When I am working, I'm working pretty much most of the time in overtime. I work 14 days straight, so that's like start and stop, 14 days straight, 14 to 16 hour days. I do flip-flop days and nights, so I'll do like 2 weeks on, say days, and then I have a week off, and then I'll switch to nights and do 2 weeks on nights, then have a week off, and then it just keeps repeating like that. So the paychecks are nice because I'm working 100, 110 hours a week when I'm working. So as long as I'm working, I'm doing pretty good. When I'm not working, like 3 months of the year pretty much, not really making anything, but just got to make enough to survive. So the job does a good job. I mean, doing that, helping me do that. They just recently changed their vacation policy, and it might affect me for PRI. We'll see how that goes. But I really don't want to lose this job because one, it's relatively easy. You have bad days, but most of the time you have good days where it's just chill. Like tonight, I worked. Everything I did was pretty simple. Some of it was simple because I know what I'm doing, and it helped me keep it from overcomplicating things. And then some things are complicated, and then you could just be working all day. Come in, you relieve a mechanic from 12 hours, like his 12 hours actually on location, and then you could do your whole 12 hours and then be handing it back off to the guy at the end of your shift. Doesn't happen very often, thankfully, but it does happen from time to time. But most of the time I'm just chilling out there, so, which is good. Makes it easier to cope with. When I was getting the engine ready for the East Coast tour, had basically 3 weeks from when I bought the engine, or blew the engine up at Utah is what it was, to when I actually left for Atlanta. So in 3 weeks I bought all the components, put the whole long block assembly together, which took me about a week, and that was the first Subaru motor I've ever personally done. Then went back to work, got the engine and stuff back at the house. I built it over at the ZF Design Shop, and then I was on nights, so during the day to work on the car. So I ended up pretty much doing, as the days were coming closer and closer to when I was leaving, I basically would work at work, maybe catch a couple of hours of sleep at work, which fortunately I'm kind of able to do that. Try not to take advantage of it too much, but yeah, catch a couple hours sleep at work, and then when I get off work at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, I was going back working on the car for 4 or 5 hours or 6 hours or whatever, and then taking a shower, eating lunch, and then going right back to work again. So that's, I don't know, that helps quite a bit. And I think hopefully that answers the burning question, just a regular guy, blue collar mechanic essentially. I also do all the own work on my own car, with the exception of a few things. Fortunately, companies like the Denver Donut Shop's one of my sponsors. They do my cage work, which is awesome. Didn't have to worry about that. They do some of my custom fab stuff, because I just don't have like the time, much less the skills to be that detailed oriented. And then I think hopefully going forward, I can get some more work done with Caruso, Caruso Motorsports, maybe take some of that workload off. I don't know yet. I don't want to put any words in anybody's mouth, but that's something that they've offered in the past. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I do. Oil field mechanic, hanging out there, living in a truck I do have a nice truck. I've got a 2017 Ford F550 with a big welder on it, cutting torch, full service bed, and it's an extended cab, so at least I've got some space around me. And I do share it, with the other mechanics that are on rotation with me. But yeah, it's not too bad. Right now it's kind of slow. That's why I'm actually been covering for another crew. I've been in the yard, which means just 8 or 9 hour days. So that kind of sucks from the paycheck perspective, coming into Christmas and more importantly coming into the off season. But overall though, the job does a good job at paying me, and hopefully this vacation thing doesn't hurt me too bad, but it's been it has worked for me in the past. So we'll see how it goes, and see if I can keep it up, and if not, maybe I can come work wherever you guys are at. But anyway, all right, that's all the time I got for you. Hopefully that answers a few questions, or maybe I do get that question quite a bit. And yeah, just bust your ass. That's all I do. And if Halliburton didn't pay for my boots, I probably wouldn't even get new shoes at all. That's pretty much my new shoes or my work boots. So, but yeah, pretty thankful for that. I mean, definitely good company from that perspective. So, make sure you like and subscribe. Oh, I did drop a video. If you guys haven't seen it yet, definitely worth checking out. I did the kind of the finale with Buttonwillow with Nick. So it's not necessarily as humorous. Definitely he was joking about how he watched the first video and just the funny stuff I was saying. Like I said something along the lines of that Nick is the Hannah Montana of Time Attack. Just being funny because the video and just us driving out there. But when we're at the track, we are still kind of serious and not always capturing those funny moments. But yeah, so that finale video is definitely a lot of driving for him. And then a guy named Jimmy Mel. And so definitely check that video out. I mean, they're just S2000s, but I really like that track Buttonwillow. And I'm excited about going back to myself. Another cool thing that's happened is Grid Life has announced their kind of like pre-schedule. And really Global Time Attack has kind of got their pre-schedule out. SCCA's got their schedule out for time trials. NASA, Rocky Mountains obviously got their schedule out, but I don't know if I'll be doing many events with them. But yeah, it's fun. So that's pretty cool. I think I posted the Grid Life schedule on my I think DSX Motorsports on Facebook. So also there's Black Friday deals. I just saw RCM. They're doing a discount through flat irons for Roger Clark Motorsports stuff. That's sick. I love their stuff so far. Most of it, in a lot of ways, is like refining the OEM parts. So there's a lot of reuse of the OEM parts and the stuff, like say the group in oil pan or the tensioner they use in their hypertensioner setup and stuff like that. But ultimately, though, definitely a big believer in what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time. So that's pretty exciting too. So good luck, you guys, in the morning, or probably already out there at Best Buy trampling each other for TVs and laptops. But feel free to send me that MacBook. We absolutely need it. But yeah, thanks for checking in. Like, subscribe, check out the other stuff. Check out the TikTok. Check it all out. It's all a good time. So thanks.